G'day there guys, I'm pretty good at Lego, just saying. Back at it again with another episode of r/AmiTheA. Now if you love today's content, I want you to sit back, relax, chuck a like on the video, and tell me what you think about all these stories down in the comments. Posted by user ex-Muslim refugee. Titled, Am I the a-hole for banning my kids from my in-laws' house because they keep forcing their religion on them? I was born in Saudi Arabia. I escaped by convincing my parents I just wanted to visit my family in Canada, and the moment I got my chance, I sneaked out of my uncle's house and went straight to a women's shelter. They helped me apply for asylum. I am now a proud citizen of the Great White North. I even got a maple leaf tattoo the day after the paperwork was complete. I'll never forget the first time I bit into a pulled pork sandwich. I almost cried. It was like tasting freedom. I am now married to an incredible man with 2 kids, 8 male and 7 female. He's also an ex-Muslim, but was born and raised in Canada. His parents are first-generation Pakistani, and well, they don't like me very much. They blame me for my husband's atheism, even though he's told them several times that he was an atheist before we met. The biggest point of contention is how differently they treat our kids. One incident in particular that caused a pretty big fight was when my kids told me their grandparents prevent my son from cleaning up after himself and make his sister do it. My husband reamed them pretty hard about this, so I was hoping they would start to respect our boundaries. But yesterday, I found something that really bothered me. We pay my sister-in-law, 16 female, to babysit. Yesterday when I got home from work, I saw she had forgotten to log out of her Facebook. I went to log her out, but then something caught my eye. It was a picture of my kids with their grandparents, my daughter wearing a hijab. I investigated further and realized my in-laws were blocking me from seeing these pictures. It felt like steam was coming out of my ears. I understand to many Westerners it's just a piece of cloth, but to ex-Muslim women, it's a symbol of our oppression, and I don't want my daughter wearing it until she's old enough to understand what it represents. If she decides to wear it as an adult, I won't stop her, but for now, I don't want her wearing it. My husband and I made this crystal clear when they first bought my daughter a hijab, and we told them to return it. They tried to convince my daughter it was just for dress-up, and that just ticked me off more because they don't even let my sister-in-law wear makeup. They don't care about dress-up. They care about brainwashing my kids. My husband and I banned the kids from his parents' house, and now his whole extended family is sending us nasty messages. It looks like we're going to have to find a new babysitter too, but that's a price I'm willing to pay to prevent my children from being brainwashed. Are we the a-holes? No, their actions are how you cut off family. If you're intentionally going to force your religion down their throat when they've told you, hey, we don't like being deep-throated by your religion, please stop forcing your religion on my kids. I don't like it. It's oppressing me. I feel like it's oppressing my kids. Please stop doing it. And you're like, oh, you mean do it? You mean go against what you want us to do? Okay. That family is full of a-holes. Everyone firing back at her for it, sending the nasty messages, full of stinky a-holes, and I will not stand for it. It's disgusting to see that much communal pressure on something like this. It's 2020, we've moved past the need for this kind of pressure of being brainwashed so hard. Disgusting. I will not stand for it. Opie, you are not the a-hole, and I respect your decisions to cut all of them off. You don't need that in your life. Not the a-hole. They are blocking you from witnessing what they're doing with your own children, religion or not, that's unacceptable. This, like, if they're hiding it, then they clearly know they're in the wrong. No, they're hiding doing this because they think they are in the right and the kids' parents are wrong. They know they will lose access to teaching their grandkids the truth and the right things if the parents find out, so they hide it so they can continue doing the right thing. Not the a-hole OP. If the in-laws can't respect your choices for how you're raising your kids, then don't respect their wants to see their grandkids. Though, if they were teaching them about multiple religions and not indoctrinating them, it might be the other way around. You know, this makes me really concerned that OP's in-laws will escalate their behavior once they realize their access to the grandkids is cut off. If they truly believe they are right, and they are the only way the grandkids will grow up to be good Muslims, what's to stop them from trying to kidnap the grandkids or lying to CPS to get the kids taken away from OP and her husband? OP, not the a-hole, but be very, very careful going forward. Consider your children as being at risk of getting kidnapped by any member of your husband's extended family and put contingency plans in place. Code words, home security, etc. Not the a-hole. Can't see the kids if you can't respect the parents' wishes. Parents' completely reasonable wishes. I added some words just in case some crazy person decides to misinterpret your statement. Posted by user AccomplissedSky9772. Titled, Am I the a-hole for deliberately snacking in front of my boyfriend when he wants me to lose weight? So, I'm not the skinny type, but I wouldn't call myself fat. I'm 5'1" and weigh 110 pounds. A BMI of 21 is within the healthy range. My boyfriend thinks I'm not slim enough, which I do agree, and am trying to lose weight. But I love snacking so much, we get into arguments about it. Today we decided to watch a film together, and I wanted some Pringles while we watch. He disagreed with me, saying I'm being ridiculous since I've had chocolate today. He said he won't talk to me if I eat it, and we're not watching the film anymore. I got annoyed and replied that I choose the Pringles over the film and deliberately ate the whole tub. Now we're not talking to each other. Am I the a-hole for starting arguments like this? I know he's doing this for my own good, but I just really love snacking. Not the a-hole OP, your body, your choice. As long as you're still within a healthy BMI range and the snacking isn't going way too far, he's being too controlling and manipulative as a boyfriend. Maybe he's trying to frame it in a healthy way, but he doesn't know how to talk sense. He's talking from an emotional standpoint, and it's coming across the wrong way. His actions are not reflecting his intentions. I personally wouldn't sweat the snacking all too much. A little thicky ain't nothing wrong, you know. I like a little bit of that personally, so we're cool with that. But as long as it's not getting into the obesity territory and you're not sacrificing your own health by snacking so much that it's a problem, don't think there's anything wrong with that. OP, I don't think you're the a-hole here. What the hell? Not the a-hole. He sounds extremely toxic. First of all, 5'1" and 110 is healthy. Secondly, your boyfriend commenting on your weight is controlling, and honestly, he should have no say in what you eat and how you look unless it's detrimental to your health, which from this post, it does not sound like it. This is not even an argument you should have. I would dump him and find someone who is actually respectful. Yes, hey OP, drop 130 pounds in seconds by dropping the a-hole boyfriend of yours, not the a-hole. Info. Are you ready to live for the rest of your life under the watchful eye of the food police? Are you an adult with full mental capacity and no reason you cannot make your own decisions about your health and body? Thank you. There are dozens and dozens of people talking about their weight and height in the above comments, which is triggering AF, and they all seem to be missing the damn point. It doesn't matter what her height, weight, and BMI are, OP's boyfriend is trying to control her eating habits. I don't care if she's 4'4" and 250 pounds, that is not okay. I might make an exception if she had specifically asked him for help on cutting back her snacking, but even then, his behavior would not be appropriate. What with him giving her the silent treatment and all? This should be about his behavior, not her body, and I'm really disappointed in this subreddit for not recognizing that. Dump his ass, OP. This a-hole does not deserve you. Not the a-hole by 1000. I'm sending the attack cats after his controlling ass. Yes, I agree with you completely. It would be a completely different story if she had said, I want to stop snacking so much. Can you please say something if I'm going overboard? But even then, she had a chocolate. Why can't she have some Pringles during a movie as well? It's not like she was the hungry caterpillar who ate all the food on Saturday, and even then it's up to her. My husband asked me to call him out if he's overeating because he wants to lose weight. But if I say something and he still wants it, then that's on him. I'm certainly not going to stop talking to him because of it. Posted by user Common Shelter. Titled, Am I the a-hole for complaining about my company's sexist room sharing policy? I work in a male-dominated field that requires a lot of travel. I am 28 male, and most of my colleagues are in their 20s and 30s. Up until a few months ago, my team had only one woman, let's call her Mary. Whenever we traveled, she would get her own room, while the men would have to be two to a room. That was fine because obviously she would be uncomfortable sharing a room with a man. However, in June, we hired another woman, let's call her Barbara. Our boss decided that it would be unfair to Mary to make her share a room now because she has always had her own, and she also helped hire Barbara. So for the next few trips, each of the women got their own room while the men were sharing as usual. This didn't sit well with some of the men, but no one wanted to say anything until finally I said F it, I'm gonna get my own room as well. So I booked my own room, as did the guy who I normally share with. We both submitted our receipts for reimbursement. When HR questioned me, I just replied that since Mary and Barbara were told they could have their own rooms, I assumed that private rooms was the new policy. So now the higher-ups got involved, and Mary and Barbara have been told that they will have to share a room on future trips. Needless to say, they are upset with me, and the work environment has been quite hostile for me. Their argument is that them having their own rooms didn't affect me at all, so I should have kept quiet. Barbara also said that it's hard for her to share a room because she likes to Skype with her kids late at night and doesn't want to disturb anyone. But I feel like this is sexism, and I was justified in complaining. So, Reddit, am I the a-hole? I don't really think you're an a-hole for this one. She's using all of these different excuses to get around company policy. One excuse, Skype with the kids, I was fine before this, why'd you have to change? No, they absolutely both know that they're in the wrong, and they both know that their time is up with this one person to a room shenanigan that they're getting away with. She had her time as the sole woman in the team to have her own room to herself. Now there's another. They can share like everyone else is. We're just going to break it down to childhood psychology here. So basically, I think you're not the a-hole. I support what you've done here by reporting it to HR, and it's good that things are changing. Not the a-hole. It was very unfair of your work, and only logical that you want the same treatment as your colleagues. It only negatively affects you men, so you should have kept quiet. Is the definition of sexist behavior right there? Well, no. What she's saying is that they are worse off for no benefit to anyone else since her co-workers are still sharing. It's leveling down. You didn't get a pay rise, you just made sure I get a pay cut. However, she's wrong because that's not actually what's happened here. OP wasn't complaining about the two women having a benefit, he just tried to request the same benefit for himself. He took his shot, it didn't work, but fair is fair. As someone who has been involved in large equal pay claims, where do you think the money and cuts in pay for it always come from? Answer, the rest of the workforce. Therefore, the employer pretty much always goes for the F them all policy when they can. I hear you, but I'm not going to tell someone they shouldn't ask for the same benefits another employee is getting. If you're in a position to make demands without fearing for your job security, demand away. It could have also been a minor enough improvement that the company decided to go with it. We've asked for certain benefits before with my former co-workers, and we got them. Your company is an a-hole for expecting you to share rooms. That's pretty messed up on its own. This is the norm in our industry, unfortunately. Not the a-hole. You highlighted disparity, your company could have made it a policy to get solo rooms, boosted morale at what I imagine isn't massive expense, and instead, now nobody gets a single room. The girls should be annoyed at the company, not you. I do bookkeeping for my dad sometimes, and he owns his own company. They are sales reps and have to travel to shows a lot, and they always share rooms at the hotels. It may not affect a big-ass corporation so much, but trust me, the hotel costs are fully 60 to 70% of the expenses of attending the trade show, even with shared rooms. So while OP is not the a-hole for wanting fair treatment, I just wanted to add a little perspective that getting solo rooms for everyone is not economically feasible for most companies in most situations. If the company can't afford single rooms, the trip is out of budget. It's deeply inappropriate to make adults share rooms. It's a lawsuit waiting to happen if someone is harassed, assaulted, or discriminated against because of a medical condition that is obvious when sharing a room, etc. Additionally, it's bad enough when you're pairing up cisgender heterosexual coworkers, but things get more complicated for safety and comfort when non-binary, trans, queer people are forced to share rooms with coworkers. Info. Did you bring it up because you wanted your own room, or because you wanted the women to have to go back to sharing? When you brought it up, did you think it would result in you getting your own room, or did you know it would result in everyone having to go back to sharing? Intent matters. If you knew there was no chance you would get to have your own room and only brought it up to deprive others of a better situation, that would be crappy. Simply advocating for yourself to get better treatment is not. And OP replies, ideally, I would have wanted everyone to have their own room, but I knew that the odds of that happening were just about zero because there isn't a budget for that, so I knew what the result was going to be. Posted by user titled, Am I the a-hole for telling my mum to not talk about my acne if she doesn't want me to talk about her wrinkles? So, I, 18 female, have had an acne problem since I was about 12. 1 year ago, I went to a dermatologist who told me my acne was very mild, but he understood that I wanted a clear skin, so he prescribed me a skin routine which greatly helped with keeping my acne in check. My parents have always had this habit of making comments when I'd get some acne after days of having a clear face. Oh no, you got 2 new pimples. Oh my god, your skin is so irritated, you look awful. You should really squeeze that pimple, it looks disgusting, etc. Well, I've grown sick of these comments. I don't have a great family bond, and I don't go out of my room often as I don't like being around them. But whenever they catch a glimpse of me, they will make these comments. Even encouraging ones to get on my nerves. Your skin looks so clear today. Mate, I don't fudging care. I cannot control it. I don't want to be aware of it every time I go out of my room. Today it's clear, tomorrow it may not be. It's none of your business. Today, my mum did the same thing, telling me that I had such clear skin that day, and after I put makeup on, she immediately tells me, oh no, it's irritated now. Something snapped, and I told her I couldn't understand how they could be so rude, and where did they find the audacity to constantly comment on my appearance? I was also talking about my dad. I told her I was sick of hearing about my skin all the time, that I couldn't control it, I didn't want an update from her every day because I could see myself in the mirror. I then asked her how she would feel if I commented on her wrinkles every day. She then got defensive, telling me it's not the same thing, and I was being cruel to even mention something like that. I asked her how it was cruel. I can't control my acne, she can't control her aging, and the only difference is that she was hypocritical and entitled. I know my mother has several issues with the idea of aging, and I purposely mentioned it. I thought she would get a new perspective because she has never had acne. I get it from my dad, so she doesn't know how it feels. Either way, she's hurt and not talking to me at all. Did I go too far? I honestly can't tell. Am I the a-hole? Edits. I've tried expressing that the comments make me uncomfortable and set boundaries since forever, but in their mind, they have a right to as I'm their child. It's not uncommon in my country for parents to have this superiority complex, but if it hurts them when I do it, they should understand they don't have the right to do it to me either. I really don't have much else to add on to that. OP has put into words everything I would put into words in this argument. I can completely see where they're coming from, and I fully support them, throwing it back in the mother's face if that she's going to constantly torment OP. It's not that she doesn't understand what it feels like, it's that she doesn't want to understand, and she wants to deflect things onto you. She was only hurt by those wrinkle comments because no one ever says that to her and she's not used to hearing it. And she's expecting you to be okay with it because they always say it to you and you're always used to hearing it, so why would you want that to change now? It's just been a fun joke this whole time, don't you see the joke? Come on, OP. So in conclusion, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. OP is not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. Everyone has a breaking point and there is nothing wrong in calling people out on their crap. The comments on her wrinkles was a nice touch though. Bravo, she'll get over it. Yep, she's a hypocrite, and she's mad that she got a taste of her own medicine. Not the a-hole. If OP's mom can't be supportive and is constantly saying critical stuff, so she finally had her own issue of wrinkles turned back on her and it shut her up, I'd consider it a big win. Seriously, OP, you are not the a-hole. My mum has pulled this crap my whole life. You'd look so much better if only ... And you, mother, would look so much better if you could learn to keep your mouth shut. Seems like she's projecting her insecurities onto you. As a child of a mother like this, and 20 years of bad acne, I applaud you for standing up for yourself. Considering how the dermatologist said that OP's acne wasn't bad, but they went to a dermatologist for their acne, I would have to say that you're right. Kids are pretty self-conscious about their acne on their own, but not often so self-conscious that they seek medical treatment for it when it's mild. OP's parents would also have had to make the appointment for them. I'm guessing OP's mum has been projecting her insecurities onto OP for so long that OP has a warped view of what bad acne is thanks to the constant comments. Since they seem to comment on even a single pimple, that would destroy a teenager's already fragile self-esteem. Definitely right. I had mild cystic acne as well as some regular old acne for quite a few years after puberty, and my dad made the pizza-faced comment twice in total, I think, as well as pointing out when I had bad ones, and I thought my face had to look disgusting to everyone. Looking back now, it was really mild, and I didn't look bad at all. Alright guys, that's where I'm going to end today's video. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and maybe even learned something that you didn't know before. If you haven't already, please do feel free to click that like button, as it really does help me in the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't already and you love today's video, please feel free to subscribe. I would love it a lot. Also, big shout out to all my Patreon members and channel subscribers. You guys are all up on the screen right now. I love you. I love your faces. Also, I love seeing you guys all chatting down below in the comments. It brightens my day to see the stories that you guys share and just the kind words you guys always have for my videos, as well as everyone else in the videos. I love you too. But honestly, your ongoing support means the world to me, and I just love it so much that you guys are able to support a career for myself that I invest so much time into. And you guys honestly motivate me to work harder each and every day to put more love into the videos for you guys. If you guys have watched this far in the video and you haven't already subscribed on Patreon or become a channel member, that's cool, you don't have to, but there are links down below. You can donate any amount of money, pledge that any month, cancel whenever. I'm completely cool with it. It's just there for you to support me if you'd like to go the extra mile. And I'll go the extra mile for you guys by putting out new amazing content every single day. With that said guys, I really hope you have a good day, night, sleep, bath, time at work, whatever you're up to today. This has been Markee. I'll see you in the next amazing video. Bye.